Hello, welcome to my channel. My name is Cindy, and today I am so excited because I am going to be interviewing Jason, Dr. Jason. I'm sorry. Let me add you to the stream. Hello, how are you
Hello.
today?
Yeah, I even forget about having a doctorate sometimes. Like, oh yeah.
Awesome. Yeah. Well, I just want to say I've gotten to know Jason through being Jason's a VIP kid teacher.
Yeah.
And so we added each other as friends on Facebook. So I kind of know a little bit about your life in general as well, which is kind of fun. And that's what I've enjoyed about the VIP kid community is people have been able to, share their lives and it's been a lot of fun. And I also like your videos. I haven't seen one in a while. One of your car
I
racing
know.
videos.
I've been going through a lot, not anything bad, but
Okay.
I recently moved, and then I had to go to a conference in Orlando. Well, I didn't have
Okay.
to, but it was a very nice conference. And then while I was in Florida, I got COVID.
Oh,
I was like, "Ah!" And so I
wow.
was like, "Oh, wow."
Okay.
And so I tried making another video, but I just ran out of breath. I was like, "Ah, forget this."
Yeah.
So I
Life
said,
gets busy.
whenever I get better, I'll do another one. Because I
Yeah.
haven't updated my usually every month at the end of the month, I've been updating how my classes are going with VIP Kid. But
Yeah.
I haven't done the one for June yet. So
Okay. So let's just say, first of all, you're very like you have an in-person job as well, right?
yeah, yeah.
So tell people
I
about
work for the now my internet might be kind of bad today. I don't know why. So if you see me glitch,
that. Okay.
but I work for the University of Charleston, assistant professor there. I just finished my first year, last school year, and then we're going to, of course, start a new term coming up in August. So my full time job in person.
Great. And so you kind of train teachers, right?
Yeah, yeah. I train future teachers there. We have a very
Awesome.
small private university, so our class sizes are about 10, 10 students, and
Wow.
so it's we get
Awesome.
very personal with the education majors like that.
Great.
I love it.
Excellent. Okay. And
Mhm.
so then you're just not busy enough doing that. So you decided you're gonna
all kinds of I have all kinds of other things. Well, I was on the board of education, and then my term I was filling in for someone who had resigned, and so that was only like a few months. So now on June 30th, I left that. Also, the school district contracts me because they can't find someone certified to teach deaf and hard of hearing students, and so I have that certification. So I'll do in person with that
Oh, wow.
sometimes. I
Okay.
work with deaf and hard of hearing students. And then, of course, there's VIP Kid and Engoo. Now that VIP Kid is picked back up, I only do Engoo maybe just enough to keep my contract.
Wow.
And
Well,
so,
I think a lot of us, we have Kathy Kelly here today,
oh,
and I want to just give her a shout out. She's a great teacher. I
yes.
know
Mhm.
she teaches on OutSchool. I'm not sure if she teaches on another platform. Um, she's excited for this interview. Yeah, a lot of
Oh,
people told me they couldn't wait to.
I'm
And
really,
Kelly Tag says
hi.
hi.
I'm kind of a boring
So
person.
I'm
So,
sure they're interested in what's going on with VIP Kid. Like I still have a contract, but I opened up slots, didn't get anything booked,
mm,
and I didn't really like having the who knows what's going to happen
yeah,
type of thing. So how's it going?
it's going well. We actually got, and I was invited to a coffee chat with, what's her name? Lorenza, I think's her name.
Okay.
And so she invited some of us to a coffee chat just to see how we're doing and updated us how they're going. And all that. So it
Oh,
seems like they're doing pretty well.
okay.
The numbers are picking up. My last month, I actually wrote these down. In June, I taught 176 classes for
Wow.
VIP Kid.
Okay. So how is it picking up? Are you teaching kids in China or is
Um,
it other places?
the majority of my students are still in mainland China, and we asked that question. Now, how are they
Huh.
doing that? And
Yeah.
her answer, and she gave the best. And she's a really friendly person. I've never met her before.
Mhm.
She goes, "Well, the VIP Kid headquarters is now in Singapore, and so they follow Singapore laws and policies."
Okay.
And
Great.
so
So
of course,
Kelly says she tried and didn't get booked either. Maybe I'll open up some slots and see what happens.
well, I was like that in like January. I dipped down to only like 15 classes, and then slowly it went up. Then suddenly in May and June there was a boom. I went from 129 to now 176, and now here in July, what's it, July 12th? I think I just finished 81 classes. Yeah, 82. so far.
82. Wow. So you've
And so,
been busy.
oh yeah.
Great. So what's the pay like?
Um, it's went down. It's
Okay.
everyone's at $7 a class. There, there's still some who are getting like the old platform. If they're
Oh,
on the old
really?
if there's some on the old platform, then they go by whatever your rate was there.
That's probably why I'm not getting booked
Yeah.
because I haven't gone to the global where you get paid
Now
less.
they don't have level 7 and level 8 yet with the new platform, so those
Oh,
are still there as well. So if you ever get some of those, then those are still going to be there no matter what. And
wow.
so
Okay. But that might be part of it too, is that you're willing
mhm.
to work for the lower
Yeah,
price.
yeah. I'm really, well,
I
after
mean,
seeing it,
$7, seriously, that's like
well,
free.
after Engoo paying 5, and then
And
uh,
you
yeah, 5 a class, and
oh
then
my word.
well, they're
You
non-native
could
English
sell
speakers.
vacuum cleaners for more money than that.
I know. Well, then I heard their non-native English speakers get like $1 or $2 an hour class.
Wow.
It's
That
like,
is
oh, and
crazy.
native camp, if they book you, I'll get $9, but if it's a sudden booking, I'll get 4.95 or something. That's why I
Wow.
don't really. That's why I just kind of dropped those to the wayside and kept them there.
Yeah, I can understand that. Wow. Okay, so Luann says she got a new student in mainland China. Yeah, it was really weird. The other day, a few days ago, I all of a sudden got some cards from students,
Oh,
and they were my regular students.
I did too.
So,
They just pop up every so often. They'll pop up and I'll get a card from a
oh,
student that
really?
I don't even see anymore now.
Okay.
I'm now getting non-Asian students as well. I have a student. She lives in Paris, and so she'll talk about after school. Her and her friends go walking through Paris, go out to eat,
Wow.
and so yeah, we have kids all over the
Interesting.
world now.
Yeah, that is awesome. That is really cool.
Yeah,
I
it
mean,
is.
just
Yeah,
connecting with kids all over the world.
it's kind of
Yeah.
weird having VIP kid at like 3 in the afternoon, but they're open up
Wow.
24/7 now. So
Oh, they're open 24/7.
mhm. Yeah,
Okay.
because they're no longer based in China, so they can offer, you know, like
Okay, so do you open up, like, all your slots, or
yeah.
how do you
But
do that?
during these summer months, I've been opening up all my slots. Once
Okay.
I start back on contract, of course, I won't do that. I'll really hone it
Yeah.
down to like the peak times.
"Oh, excuse me, right now I go to class with for $7."
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I, it'll buy me a hamburger. It'll buy my lunch tomorrow.
It almost doesn't cover a gallon of gas.
Almost, but it's a nice little side thing still. And so
Yeah.
I don't want to develop my own class. That's why I've been kind of staying out school, and I just stick here. You
Well,
just go in, do
out
your thing, and
school,
leave.
you can do, like, book discussions. I mean,
Mhm.
I think I've seen a lot of, like, you have to guide the discussion type of
Yeah.
thing, but man, last in June, I did crafts with
Mhm.
yarn, and it was it was pretty amazing to get paid for that, but
I had thought about doing because I before the COVID and all that, I used to teach like my students with autism, like classroom etiquette or like business etiquette or showing your emotions appropriately. And so I've seen like
oh,
because our
yeah,
school sends those emails out about these are the classes parents are asking for, and I've seen
yeah,
stuff like that pop up. So I've considered doing that again.
yeah,
But
that might and it's even teaching to special needs, like,
yeah,
that might be a
mhm,
good avenue to go in because that's kind of unique, but
yeah.
that is cool. So, what about Engoo? What's Engoo like? I know I've
Um,
seen you post some stuff on your channel.
and good. It's mostly adults. I have mostly adults, and
Oh,
some people
right,
getting a
right.
lot of children too. Every so often, I'll get a child, but mostly adults. Most of my students are from Japan. I'd say 95% of mine are Japanese adults. Every so often, I'll get like someone from Korea or China or Philippines, but a lot of it's a lot of having conversations with another adult. Um, we'll discuss
Okay.
current events. Sometimes we'll do the I'll read, they'll repeat after me, I'll read, repeat after me, and we'll answer
Oh,
questions. That's
okay.
usually for your lower level English learners. But then a lot of them are you're able to have discussions and need hearing their side of things too. So
Right. Okay. Well, you have some advice over here.
Oh, I
And
do.
Kathy Kelly says you should totally do out school. I think we've had this conversation before a
Oh,
long
yeah,
time.
yeah.
Jason, that is the type of thing I teach on Out School, and there is a need. And Kelly Tag does book clubs. So yeah,
I'm
just
definitely
find
not. I'm definitely not a book club person.
okay. All right. Well, scratch that.
Yeah, what? Engoo sounds like Engoo and Cambly. I actually applied to Cambly and they rejected me. And so I was like, well,
What
forget
in
them
the
too.
world?
I
I've
was like,
never heard of them rejecting anyone.
well, I think it was right after like VIP Kid did their mass whatever,
Oh,
and they were just going through applications real quick, and I was one of the ones that
okay.
got the no.
Okay.
Which oh
Wow.
well, whatever.
Okay. Great. Wow. So I see behind you, you have some
Oh yeah,
like,
this is the best I can do. I threw
yeah.
together.
But I mean, do you use that stuff in your teaching
um,
or just for
I
decorating?
don't as much this anymore because I dropped the level 1 VIP Kid certification about a year ago, so I don't really use that. Now this other stuff I'll use because I still get small kids. We talk about cars; they love their dinosaurs there, and
Mhm.
sometimes I just like to have fidgets in my hand or something like that, and I'll just do the kids
Yeah.
like it. They ask questions; it gets them talking. Or
Yeah.
we do colors. I'll pull that there. We'll do colors, and so use
Yeah.
that many different things here. If they do great, I'll put the little in their face.
Oh, cute. Yeah.
And so yeah, I have many little things I grab here. Not as much as I used to, but
Yeah. Definitely. Yeah, I miss the I just feel like there's a big hole without the VIP kid and
yeah,
everybody like learning new techniques and sharing new
mm,
things, and it
I
was
do
just
miss all
such a
that.
really awesome situation. And I really feel like the American kids aren't inspired these days. I mean, there's always
Mhm.
that cream of the crop that love to
Yeah.
learn and grab on to anything. But for the most part, kids are like,
Uh,
educationally, it's
like
just like there's
mhm.
no interest. It's just
Just
like
they give
pulling
you the
teeth,
minimum,
as
and
they say.
yeah,
Huh?
they give you the minimum and whatever you ask for, and that's it. There's no
Yeah.
extra.
Yeah, I've
Like
even
okay,
seen that with my own kids because I have
mhm.
so many I can compare. Like the older kids were just like
Yeah,
soaking everything up, and
mhm.
the younger ones are like, I'm fine. Like, I don't
I'm
need to
fine.
read.
I'll be all right. I'll coast through. I'll be all
Yeah, I'm like, you sure don't know what
right.
you don't know. That's for sure.
I still
So,
feel that way though. I don't know what I don't know.
yeah. I'm just always like, I don't want to miss anything. Like, I'm nervous if I don't know something. I go towards it, and if it looks too scary, then I might go back, but
Yeah, I
I
do
try
that. I
to
do
be
that.
open to the truth.
Yeah.
But, yeah, teacher,
Mhm.
Kelly says, "We created our own community. Why does that stop? Because we're at other companies." That's a good question. I think
Mhm.
that's why I wanna do interviews with people, catch up
Yeah.
with people,
Mhm.
and do more. Because 'cause I've noticed that a lot of the YouTubers, have just kind of fallen by the wayside.
Mhm.
I'm
Yeah.
sure they found other things to do.
Yeah.
Everybody's talented and creative, but I know Casey's keeping up with it, and
Mhm.
I actually am in a challenge with Casey. You should check it out. We're
Oh.
doing a 14-day challenge. The first day was all about me, so I did a video about me, and
Oh,
then
okay.
today was
Mhm.
what do you like? She has a group on Facebook called Mastermind for
Mhm.
teachers, and it can be for anybody who wants to teach,
Okay.
but she's trying to get new people in. But I think us veteran teachers can kind of prime the pump there, by participating. And I'm also trying to grow my channel. I want to get to 1,000 subscribers.
Okay.
So
Oh,
that's
good.
my goal. I'm trying to do that for July, see if I can make that happen. We'll see. Because my channel's kind of a hodgepodge, so it
Mine
doesn't
too.
really,
Mhm.
yeah, so I'm
Mhm.
trying to attract too many different kinds of people. So it is
I
what it
need
is.
I need to focus. Yeah, my channel's the same way. I just kind of one day it's Duolingo, one day VIP Kid, one day I'm driving, one day is just nothing.
Yeah, but I like your video. I like your channel. I missed it. Whenever you do those driving ramblings, I'm
I need
always
to I need to
laughing.
get
It's always
back to that. So yeah, I need to get
yeah,
back to that. I haven't really been on the road too much, so I need to. And so
yeah. I
I
like it.
I
I really go
go
ahead.
ahead. Oh, I have nothing to say.
One thing I usually do when I have somebody come on to the channel, I
Mhm,
can't find my phone. I just did an on live video on YouTube, and then I
mhm.
was texting someone. I put my phone down. I have no idea what I did with it. But I go to the person who I'm interviewing, if they're a YouTuber, I go to their channel and I check out which videos were the
Mhm.
most popular. So do you know which one is your most popular video?
I think it was me with the taco blanket or the the
Oh,
the
that's
tortilla
great.
blanket.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, you did a
and that was just
taco blanket. Did you get that for Christmas or something? Or did
no,
you
it
just
was
Oh,
just
no,
on
you bought it.
it was on Amazon for like on sale for like $8. I was like, I want that, and so I did that and got it in and videoed myself opening it and wrapped
That is
myself like a burrito.
hilarious. It's so
Something
funny
that
when people You know what?
yeah.
My most watched video was a short video,
Mhm.
and it's me eating a cucumber.
Oh.
My very first cucumber that I grew.
You, I started a new channel as well. Where
Okay.
I'm just driving around showing the roads here and stuff. I'm not talking, nothing's going on, but they're getting like 100 and 200 and 300 views.
Really?
I
Oh,
just have
what's
my
the name of
camera
that
facing the
channel?
road, and I'll put like Route 10 from this town to this town, or I'll put like, and people watch those. I guess like maybe
Wow. So
maybe they're
what's
not
the name
from here
of
and they
it?
want to see. Um, I forgot. I kind of just on the road. I think I just kind of threw a name there on the road.
Oh,
And so
wow.
I'll share the link with you. It's just showing this
Yeah.
area, like driving from Charleston to Huntington, or from here's the road to the airport. Now there's a back road. I went over the mountain on Sunday on my way to church. I videoed that on Sunday,
Oh,
and it's
that's
already like,
interesting.
and I think
Well,
I have
I went
12
into
views.
Boston. Have you ever
Hmm.
driven into Boston?
I've never been up that area of the
I
country.
did do some video. I did not put it up on YouTube yet,
Hmm.
but I wanted to kind of make a little video. Maybe I'd do that in the challenge, but I just had it up on my dash and I pressed video. I mean, driving in Boston is
Oh,
like ridiculous.
I can-
I just can't stand it, but so
wow.
let's see.
It probably
People are
seemed like Atlanta traffic. I've been to Atlanta. And their traffic is horrible.
Atlanta's crazy. I've been there
Yes.
a couple times. I think the common purpose on VIP Kid is create a stronger bonding element. Everyone is going on different directions. I agree. Like we had this bond, and then
Hmm.
when we realize who we really are, maybe we're not really. No, that's not true. I think that it created a bond that,
Hmm.
but I also think it brought out the best in people.
I do.
Like, it people that, like they were teaching, they weren't happy in their job or whatever, and they quit. They work for VIP Kid and they just loved it. And
Hmm.
it brought out a happiness, and that we share that with each other. And I think that that is really, an amazing thing. Oh,
Oh,
she
she
said
saw.
she saw that one. Hello, Edward. Thanks for showing up. Oh, thank you.
Oh, looking gorgeous.
Wow, it's always nice to hear compliments, right?
Yeah, but I've never been to that part of the country. I've been
Oh,
up there. I went
really?
to New York. I went to New York City once,
Yeah,
and that's
that's
been years
not
ago.
pleasant to
I've ne-
drive in either.
no, oh no, it wasn't. No, it wasn't very pleasant. But usually I vacation like toward the south or something like that. I've never. I'd like to. I've been wanting to go that direction.
Yeah, Boston's it's okay. I mean,
Hmm.
a lot of people come up here. Now, if you go to there's a trail, what's it called? Can't think of it at the moment. But it's the trail that they went to for, Paul Revere's
Hmm.
ride and everything, Lexington and all that. That's really cool because you can go on the Freedom Trail, that's what they call it.
Hmm.
And there's different places that you
Okay.
stopping points, and you can read the signs, and it's really fun to imagine what it was like, in those days. And so that is cool if you do that. But like just the general city, I don't really prefer it personally. I'm not majorly a city person, but some people just love to go to Boston. They come up here and they're like, I just don't want to go home without going to Boston. I'd rather go up to the mountains, or
Hmm.
some countryside somewhere to
I'm
enjoy
getting to,
that.
I'm getting to be like that. I used to love the city and going in, the excitement, but now I'm like you. I want to go where it's not very crowded and people's not bumping in and traffic's not
Right,
everywhere.
right. I just, where I live, it's a smaller town, but we have a couple larger towns close by. So it's almost like you're going to a different
Yeah.
like dimension.
That's West
Not
Virginia.
really that much, but
I feel like that's West Virginia. We're just one big rural state.
I don't know. Have we gone when we've gone to Virginia? My sister-in-law lives right near the Blue
Mhm,
Ridge Mountains.
mhm.
So we've gone there. I don't remember if we went through West Virginia at
You
all.
may have touched it or snipped it on that
Yeah.
side. And
Yeah.
so I went to school, here. Then I went to college in Kentucky. Eastern Kentucky is just like West
Oh,
Virginia.
yeah.
So and
Okay.
so I've been mostly here.
Yeah. We went to Kentucky a few weeks ago for my son's wedding.
Oh, okay. We're out in
Yeah.
Kentucky.
It was I don't even know. That's like a different dimension.
It is.
I can't think of the name of the places that we went to, but it was very, very rural,
Mhm.
very it was very beautiful. I have a video of my
Yeah.
son's wedding. It was really pretty.
Oh
They
yeah, I saw
just
those. I saw those. Yeah.
Yeah, they just did like a family only and,
Mhm.
they called it an elopement, but
I
it
love it.
wasn't really secretive or anything. It was
Yeah.
we're just not inviting a huge crowd, and we didn't do any major party type stuff. But it was
I always like when I see your picture of all the kids. I
Yeah.
always love those pictures.
That was 2020. My daughter
Okay.
got married in
Mhm.
2020. Now she had the opposite.
Oh.
She is the middle of the group. She's the
Mhm.
youngest of 7 and the oldest of 7.
Oh wow.
And I actually have her wedding picture up on my wall right there.
Okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And so in 2020, she was determined to get everybody together. So that was really special too. So I had one boy from Colorado, us from New Hampshire, Georgia, South Carolina,
Mhm.
everybody met up she got married in Georgia. So
My
that
dad
was
had
really
my dad
fun.
had about 9 or 10 siblings as well, but I don't ever remember them all being together like that. So
Really?
mm-mm.
Oh, yeah, when in 2020, at that point, I thought maybe half of them were gonna die from COVID and
Oh.
stuff. They're all still alive.
Well, great, good. That's a good thing.
They're fighters. I can't remember if all of them have had
Mhm,
it. I think maybe we've all had it at one
mhm.
point or another, but we all did okay.
Well, last week was the
So
first time I've had it.
Oh,
So,
really?
yeah,
Wow.
I managed to
This
avoid it this whole time. Then I go to
Wow.
then I go to Florida and get it.
Wow. Yeah, my
So,
husband got it really bad in January. He was very, very
mhm.
sick, like the sickest he's ever been.
Mine just
So
felt
it
like a
was really
cold. Mine just felt like a minor cold. It wasn't really big, and I just rested and drank water, and I was
Yeah.
fine.
Well, I thought I had it when he had it, like before,
Mhm.
because when he got it, I never got it, and he was coughing like constantly, like practically right on me. And I thought, well, I've already had it, so I'm fine. But I might have had it a couple months ago. I had a really bad illness and
Mhm.
I was coughing a lot, like a lot.
Mhm.
And people said they thought it was like sounded like COVID, but I didn't get
Mhm.
tested or anything.
Yeah.
So I don't really know for sure, but
Mhm.
maybe. Either I
I
had it
did.
twice or I had it once, or I've never had it. I don't really know.
But you're still kicking, so it's all good.
I'm still good. Yeah. I get to
Good.
these points where you think, this is it.
Mhm.
This is it. I'm gonna be sick forever. But then I get better and I'm back on my way. So
Oh, well, that's the way I felt, and so I've been, kind of quarantining myself. I didn't go out there, but it's good that it happened during the summer months where I'm not having to work in person. So
yeah, that's good. Yeah. So now you did get your doctorate. Now, did
yeah,
you how does that feel being a doctor of what
um,
doctor of what education?
yeah, I got it from Liberty University,
Okay.
which they just hired me actually recently.
They hired you?
Yeah, they
Really?
hired me to do adjunct work or to like chair their dissertations for other doctoral students.
Wow, that's cool.
So I got the email to do that. I think I'll start that in the fall. I have to go
Okay,
through
so how
training
do
and
they
all that.
pay you for that? Do they pay you by the project or by the hour?
It would be by the project. I think if you are you either chair it or you're just on the committee, and so there's different pays, of course. If you're chairing, it's a little bit more than if you're just on the committee, because sometimes if you're just on the committee, people get into their doctorate and never finish, and you never even do anything. So you get a paycheck for just, I guess, that. But I don't know. I haven't gotten to that point yet, so
That's cool.
I'm excited. But yeah, I got it. I thought I would, because I always said I'd put so much work into it. I'm gonna change my checks to say doctor, my everything to say doctor, and just shove it in people's faces. But once I finished it, I was like, oh, okay. I didn't feel any different. So I guess I often forget when I see doctor by my name.
Yeah. So, Kelly went to Liberty. Kelly says that's her alma mater. I did not know that.
Oh, I didn't know that either.
Okay, great.
It's a really good school.
Yeah. So did you pay for it, or did your school that you work for pay for it?
Oh no, I had student loans.
Student loans. Okay.
Oh yeah. So I keep seeing these lists of colleges that the government's going to cancel loans for, and I keep hoping Liberty pops up.
Wow.
But unfortunately, it's a legit university.
Wow.
They're not going to cancel my loans.
One of those that got the grants that helped.
Yeah, that.
It sounds to me like from that, it's like the people, the wealthy people helping the wealthy people. Like, it's not really helping the real people that really need it.
Yeah.
The real worker people that really work hard, and they're doing everything the hard way, and they're not the ones that get the relief.
I guess I got to pay for the loan I took out. Oh well, I got to do my duty and pay the loan I took out.
Yeah. And do you get paid more since your name is doctor?
In the public school system, I did. Now I already had it when I started at the university working here, so I'm assuming I would, because without that, they would have given me the level of instructor instead of assistant professor.
Oh, okay.
And so I think I do get a little more from that. But definitely in the school system in West Virginia, the doctorate level seems to have more, significant bump from masters. So.
Okay. So what was it? I was going to ask another question. So what is your day like as in your job? Do you have like a 9 to 5 position during the school year?
Oh, not really. It's just like when we were in college, you had that schedule that was kind of weird as a college student, sort of like that, and mixed with office hours. On the days I don't have any classes on campus, I save those days to go out into the schools to observe my student teachers, or the ones doing their clinicals. They have to teach a lesson in front of me and their cooperating teacher.
Right.
I do that a lot. Other than that, there's no 9 to 5 to it really. I just and plus I'm the night class person. I'm the only person in our department with no children. I'm single. Oh, and so I said I'll take the night classes.
Cool. Well, that's good.
Yeah, I get to sleep in and teach night classes. I can do that.
Okay.
I don't have a family to go home to.
Sleep in. I'm going to do my $5 Engoo classes.
Oh yeah, I'll do that. Yeah, that was getting old fast, but I like Engoo a lot, and it's good to keep up with. And it's, to me, I feel like I was just socializing because I'm usually home a lot by myself.
Yeah.
So I feel like I was getting paid to socialize. So I look at it that way.
You need to get some kind of a job. You could probably be a counselor. Like, a lot of people you need to watch Online Teacher Dude's messages. He has lots of ideas how to go solo and be not a counselor in the sense of helping mentally, but like guiding people educationally, like what do you want to do with your life, helping people to kind of find the schools to go to, how to pay, I mean, there's so much that goes into it. I have lots of kids and it's so funny because my kids, nobody wants to follow someone else. They all want to blaze their own trail. I'm like, if you just get behind somebody that's already done it, it'd make it a lot easier. But no, not my kids. Every single one of them has to pick the hard way.
That used to be me. Now I take a step back and just I realize I don't know as much as I used to think I knew.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
And
funny,
so
but yeah, they all kind of have their own, you know,
now,
they
online
want
teach.
to
I
do it.
used to get notifications when online teacher dude would do a video, but I stopped getting those. I forgot all about it.
Oh, really? Oh
Yeah,
man. He's got so
I
much going. He
yeah.
shares a lot of
Uh-huh.
companies,
Hmm.
and he also has his own business where
Okay.
he uh, gets people to take his classes where he
Hmm.
shows people how to go solo. Like if you want to
Hmm.
just teach Chinese people,
Hmm.
I'm sure he can do anything along that line.
Hmm.
I haven't really taken his class because I'm doing teaching in person right now, but
Hmm.
I kind of keep my eye on it. But I don't know if I have that much, you know, ambition
That's me.
at this
I
point.
don't have the to.
Yeah. So Luann says you should teach group classes for social skills that lead to private classes.
Hmm.
I have worked with students independently and it's very fulfilling. Yeah, I did that with piano lessons. Like I
Okay.
offered on OutSchool, I offered 1 month beginner piano for a group,
Hmm.
and I did it like 3 days a week. So then I got paid, you know, I don't know,
Oh
I think
wow.
I made it like $15 a week, but it was 3 days a week.
Hmm.
And 1 day was instruction, 2 days was practice.
Okay.
And so that was for 1 month. Then I did it for the second month, I did it 2 days a week. And then
Hmm.
after that, I did private if people wanted to do private. And
Oh,
that
okay.
was pretty cool. That was the first time I've ever taught piano online. So it was quite an experience.
I bet that was. And I've thought about taking piano online because I've always wanted to learn how to play, and I just
Yeah,
never
as
did
an
that. So
adult, you could probably do it
yeah.
like,
Mhm.
you know, without a teacher. You could probably
Mhm.
find a
Yeah.
company that you can just watch it and do
So
it.
I know how to read music because of marching band and choir all throughout my
Oh, okay.
school and university, but just going two hands at one time. I'm not a
Yeah,
coordinated person.
yeah. I'm doing guitar. I know how to play
Oh, okay.
piano, but I'm trying to do
Mhm.
guitar, and that's hard for me. Is
Mhm.
I don't because piano, it's like this note is C, D,
Mhm.
E, F, you
Mhm.
know, and I've got that down. But the strings,
Oh
it
yeah.
doesn't like want to sit well in my mind. But anyway,
I can play
that's
a
what I'm.
saxophone as far as I go.
But I'm sure you could do anything. You're a
Yeah.
doctor now. You could probably do
Nah.
anything you want to do, right?
I just I just tell people that just means I'm not a quitter. It
You're
doesn't
not
make
a quitter. That's good.
that's all
And you're
that
not
means.
afraid to take out a loan.
Yeah. I don't know if that means anything good about that.
A loan, I think a loan is kind of like it keeps you working
Oh yeah.
and you're still living by faith because you're
Yeah.
living by the faith that you're going to be able to work in order to pay off that loan, right?
There were times I wanted to quit the program, then I saw my loan balance. I'm like, nope.
Wow.
I need something to show for this. I'm not just going to quit and have
That's
a loan
right.
balance with nothing
That's
to
right.
show.
So, yeah, so I was going to ask you another question. Speaking of loans, do do the second job to help pay that off or?
Well, as soon as I finished, that was summer of 19, and then it was like at the firm, whatever. And then COVID happened, and they stopped all that stuff, and so I haven't really paid on it since then. I should
Oh,
have, but
that's
that's right. That's right when the president stopped the any interest or any payments until
oh, okay.
we're still not there. So I really haven't had to. I've been putting money aside for it.
It's
So
just
I guess
kind of sitting there.
when it starts, I'll just start paying it with that money. I guess.
Yeah, I know what I was going to ask. What was your final paper about? Is it
Oh,
dissertation?
I I based mine on prior data. So I was seeing if students who learn a foreign language in middle and elementary end up having a higher increase in their reading comprehension skills in English.
Oh,
And
cool.
so I measured students who took like Spanish in middle school compared to those who didn't, and I measured their DIBEL scores. Well, they already took the school test. I didn't measure it. I just
Right.
analyzed the data, and it turned out that the students who completed Spanish um, had a sharper increase in their DIBEL scores over 2 years for that after
Okay.
taking foreign languages. And the Spanish classes weren't the honor students. This school had like even the lower students and the higher. Everybody took Spanish. Um,
Okay.
or anybody could. And so it turned out students who did complete a foreign language course had a higher increase in their reading comprehension as well.
Okay. So you're looking at when they took it when they were in elementary school, or if they took I blocked that person.
Not
Yikes.
this,
I did not put that.
not this kind of channel. But
Jeez.
yeah, it was like
Sorry about that, people.
yeah, this middle school teaches Spanish 1 and 2 at like 6th, 7th, and 8th graders, and then so I use their data for that.
Okay, so if they took as a language at all, that would increase the comprehension skill in their original language.
Yeah.
Okay.
I remember reading research prior to this about how students with learning disabilities, how they were encouraged to take a foreign language course, and somehow that triggered something else in their brain to help alleviate, that learning disability in reading. And so I remember reading that many years ago. I can't remember, so that's why I went that route with the dissertation.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I've heard that about music too. If kids take music, piano, any type of music lessons, that also increases. And that's what I tell my students, because they think, oh, I can't learn more stuff. I'm already full, I'm like, it doesn't work like that. You're exercising your brain, which leads to better quality later.
Well, I also learned that helps with like Alzheimer's. It helps prevent or reduce the effects of Alzheimer's disease.
Right.
Like
and I've also heard
music,
that with knitting.
Knitting.
Like with knitting, people think some old lady's just, going like this. But it actually is a lot of mathematical skill trying to, how the stitches go together, and how if you make a sweater, you've got to remember all the different, like, make one or decrease, increase, and all this different stuff. So anything like that definitely increases the brain capacity. But yeah, and I was asking about, because I did take French in junior high, but I know that it actually would be better if kids, like what we learned with Vipkid, if they start younger on a foreign language. It actually is better than waiting till they're even in junior high. Junior high is probably the worst time to start a language.
Junior high is awful.
Come to think of it, that's at the age where everything is going on and adding one more thing. Really?
Teach Spanish.
My goodness. Yeah. I mean, I was a weird kid. I loved learning. So
I did too.
I figured out that I was like a big, huge minority person.
I always wish I had learned my mother is a native Spanish speaker.
Okay.
But I grew up here in West Virginia. All my friends, my dad's side of the family were here, all spoke English. So I didn't learn Spanish natively like that. So I always wish I had.
Yeah. Yeah. My grandson, his father is Mexican, but he's not a teacher. So he doesn't really, he's only 4. Yeah. So my other grandkids were saying, do you know Spanish? And he's like, Mamma mia.
Mamma mia. Mamma mia.
But I'm sure he can understand it because he hears it all the time, but he doesn't really speak it. So yeah, but he's really cute.
Now my cousins taught me all the bad things. I remember. Other than that,
oh yeah,
they got me in trouble with my mom. I was like, Mom, guess what I learned?
Oh yeah, nice.
But other than
I had to learn. One video I really liked of yours was when you were talking about using good language.
And yes.
Don't use these expletives all the time, which since I've been out and about with, which I call the Patriots, I try to tell them, we need to use good words. Like, I understand your sentiment, but we have to have a list of good adjectives.
When we're using those, people say, they're just words. Yeah, they're just words, but words have power. Yeah. And if I go to my job and drop this bomb and that bomb, and they're going to look at me differently than if I don't use those words. And so, yeah, they're just words.
And we are supposed to be an intelligent society.
Yeah.
So that is shown by the words that you choose to speak. And, if we have to resort to expletives, I know it's because we're we're frustrated, we're like, we
Yeah.
just can't, we want to make that exclamation point.
We do.
But there are lots of other words that we could use.
I remember during our teacher strike, and I understand they want teachers treated like professionals, and I agree, but they're not going to if you go to the legislature and drop the F-bomb and
Right.
and cuss out your
Right.
legislatures. They're not going to treat you like a professional.
Right. Right.
And
It's
so,
true. And it's a crazy world, and we have to, the basic
yeah,
thing is we fight with knowledge,
yeah,
and you have to present yourself as respectable,
yeah,
and that all comes together. Where I live, a lot of
mhm,
people are, you know, they're really hard workers, and
mhm,
they put their all into everything, and they
mhm,
are frustrated.
yeah.
And so, but we do have to.
I used to be a hothead. When I was younger, I was a hothead, and I would fire back. And
Yeah.
but now I've learned to just say,
Yeah.
"Oh
I'm
well,
actually learning a lot about self-control being
that's
on the
good."
school board
Yes.
now, and
How
also
oh, how
being
is that? I forgot about that. How is being on the school board? Is it?
yeah, it's interesting. I'm
It
learning
is.
a lot.
Hmm.
You know, there's 5 of us on the board. It's a
Yeah.
small
Hmm. Ours too. It's
country
five.
type
Hmm.
town,
Hmm.
but I think that, as in everything, is just trying to overcome some of the negatives that we have
Yeah.
going for us,
Hmm.
and being a respectable citizen and encouraging one another. I mean,
Hmm.
some people say our school is horrible. Some people say it's
Hmm.
great. It depends on what you're comparing it to. And I know that a lot of our scores at our school are low,
Hmm.
but we've had a lot go on the last couple years.
Yeah. Hmm.
Kids have a lot of emotional
Hmm.
distractions right now. And so kids are kids, they will learn, and they will reach our
Hmm.
expectations. And my desire is to encourage, the parents, and hopefully we just got a new principal. We have 3 schools, and they're all in the same district. We have
Hmm.
the elementary, the junior high, and the high school. So we just got a new high school principal, we got a new superintendent,
Oh.
so I'm hoping things will be,
Yeah.
looking up. We have a lot of good parents that care about their kids. So I'm hoping that things will progressively get better. But
I feel like I'm a better educator. I've been a teacher for about 19 and a half years. And I feel like this short term, when I was on the school board, I saw a side of education I'd never thought I'd get to see. I never heard it. So I feel like I'm a better educator, understanding, getting to see the superintendent like looking this way instead of looking
yeah,
up. Because I used to
yeah,
say, all the superintendent, she just sits up there and makes the demands in her office and all
right,
that. So I was
right.
able to see from a different angle of what the superintendent actually does, and what the school board does and all that.
Well, my thing is, I did homeschool.
Hmm.
I've been to small Christian schools that work on a very low budget. Like
Hmm.
they barely make it through the year. If they didn't have the church helping, they wouldn't make it.
That's most
And
of
the
our
thing
budget.
about it is the schools get so many thousands and thousands and
Yeah.
thousands of dollars, and they think they need more. And
Hmm.
it's like, you've overextended yourselves. You don't need this much money to educate a child. This is just, we've overextended ourselves, and we've bit off too much,
West
but they
Virginia's
don't
doing
want to back
something
off.
now. West Virginia's doing something now, kind of a controversy with the Hope Scholarship we have. That in our state, you can apply for this scholarship, and it's sent if you want to send your kid to a private school or homeschool, so you get a certain funding from tax dollars from that. And
Yeah.
so a lot of people's applying to private schools now, but now a judge just stopped that.
Oh,
And,
really?
yeah, and said it's
Oh,
not right or something. So now they're taking it to
oh.
the Supreme Court to see, let the Supreme Court here decide whether
Well, the
that.
Supreme Court of the United States did vote that
Mhm.
it is constitutional to allow kids to have their own money,
Yeah,
the money
yeah,
that was allotted to them.
yeah.
So hopefully
I
that
see.
trickles
I
down.
see it going that direction, and then but there's a lot of parents in limbo that already signed their kids up for the private school or homeschool with this scholarship, and now
Oh,
here we are close to August, and they
oh my
decided
goodness.
not to, so they're
Oh,
having to
wow.
figure out what to do.
Wow. Well, that's the thing in New Hampshire. This is the second year that we actually have an education freedom account, which is
Mhm,
ending July 15th.
mhm,
But it has to be, you have to have under a certain uh income level for your family, which it's pretty low. I mean, it's not
mhm,
too low. It's like 3 times the poverty level,
mhm,
which is still low for New Hampshire.
mhm.
The poverty level, I don't know how people could live on that one, but
Yeah.
you know, so it's people don't like that part, but it does help some people, and hopefully
Mhm,
they will up that income. But it's only like 4,700, which wouldn't
mhm,
be the total for private school, but at least it would help, and it
That
would
would help a
definitely
lot.
help homeschoolers.
Mhm.
I homeschooled for all these years with no help at all.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
yeah.
it would.
So the
Oh,
kids today have had to endure so many anxieties because of our climate. I'm sure it has to affect their school performance. They had
mhm.
additional worries, that's for sure.
Yeah. Mhm,
And my kids, they went home in 2020. They didn't really, I had 3 boys. They did not like being homeschooled. Like it was a
mhm.
big shock. It's like
Yeah.
going from cold to hot, like in a second. It was a
Mhm,
big shock, and then we thought it was going to be temporary, and then
mhm.
it took longer, and it just did not go well for us. And then 2020, 2021, I just said, I'm going to homeschool. I'm not going to go in school, out, in, out. And when you
Mhm.
do go to school, you're going to be like, watch this,
Yeah.
watch this. Oh, I hope we don't get it. I'm
It was
like, I
like that.
don't want to live that stress. So I just said, we'll just stay home. But
It. I.
last year,
Mhm,
I got into a school that it's a private school, and we didn't even worry about it. We just acted like it was not even a
mhm,
part of our life. And if somebody got sick, they stayed home like normal,
mhm.
and then they come back when they're ready, and we didn't have any stress about it. So it was good.
I would have loved that.
Yeah, it was really good. And I mean, it was hard because kids were kind of in
Mhm,
and out,
mhm,
but we just worked with it, and it was a little less structured than I would have hoped, but I really
mhm.
did teach because I figured these kids are behind like by 2 years. So I
Yeah.
taught my math, and hopefully they caught up a little bit.
Oh, well, good, good. I was still teaching deaf and hard of hearing when we came back, so that was a very challenge doing that over virtual, especially
Yeah,
for our
and
students who
what
are
about the
deaf.
mask thing? They're the worst affected by the
We,
mask.
we our special ed director, she also certified based on her, was very familiar with the deaf community. So she purchased a mask that had a window here, and a window mask, like it was plastic on that part. So our teachers who had my students, we would furnish them masks with the little plastic window there. Like
Okay. Did that help?
oh yeah, definitely helped.
Okay.
It was trial and error because the first set, every time they spoke, it fogged up the mask, so it was just pointless. So finally, we found a way. We have this solution they can clean it with, and finally, we found masks that were didn't need that cleaning solution. But
Wow.
it felt like it was trial and error for everybody during that time.
Wow. What about the shield? You didn't try that?
We did. We tried that. Some teachers preferred that. We supplied that as well. I asked them, "Do you want the mask or the shield?" And then I would go back to the
Uh-huh.
special ed office at the district and give them whatever. I'd usually just give them both because we had plenty to go around, and let them
Oh,
decide what
okay.
they wanted to use for that.
Oh, okay.
So,
Very good. Awesome. Yeah. Well, thank you so much for meeting with me. Do you
thank
want
you.
to share any? You have your channel's Jason Cheek, and you're
Yeah,
gonna get
Jason
right
Raichi.
on that.
Yeah, I need to. Yeah, I need to get right on that. And um, so yeah, I
You
need to
should
get on
put
that. And
Dr. Jason Cheek, education specialist, and then put some new videos on things that you've learned in 2020 or 2021 or something.
Dr. C, Dr. J. I don't know. I'll do one
Well,
of those. Dr. J or Dr.
I watched a guy that did all math videos, and
Oh,
everybody
wow.
loved him. He talked all about math, and I'm sure if you put education
Well, I
specialist
thought
in,
about it because my original degree was biology, so I thought about doing science videos or something. But well,
yeah,
I
the
started out as a
sky's
high
the
school.
limit.
I
But
started out
don't
as a
make
high
it
school science.
too off of what you're already doing. Just
Oh
take
yeah,
what
yeah.
you're already doing, turn it into a video. Then you're not gonna like
Yeah.
add to your plate
Then I add
unless you
big
want to.
hodgepodge of. I don't need more. My plate's full.
Yeah. Well, maybe if you get monetized, you will end up
Oh.
getting more money than
Mhm.
$5 an hour or $5 a half hour or however much
Yeah.
it
Oh yeah.
is.
That's at
I mean,
5,
Jason,
7.
you're willing to work for nothing, you know?
Yeah, I work for peanuts. I literally work for a bag of peanuts. So yay.
Well, that's
Yeah.
because you're a real teacher. That's what real teachers
Yeah.
do. Real teachers just love to teach, and hopefully they get, you
Mhm.
know, monetized at some point, but
Yeah.
you're still going to teach
Yeah.
because it's in your blood, right?
Right when I got the raise for VIP kid, then they suddenly, nope, $7.
Oh man, yeah.
I remember. Oh
Yeah.
well, still good though.
Yeah. Doctor, oh, you got your doctorate? $7.
Yeah. It's like, well, thank you. Oh well, but thank you for having me.
Funny. Well, thank you for coming, and I do hope you have a great day. Thank you
You
for
too.
doing this video. I'm sure lots of people are gonna come to it later
Well,
on and be interested in your
I
words
hope
of
so.
wisdom.
I don't know if I call it that. You have a good day.
All right, thank you so much.
Bye bye.
Bye.